Do you own a home or have plans to in the future? Don't miss the Dino and Nelson Show, Sunday afternoons at 1 p.m. on Money Radio, KTLK AM 1150. You'll get all the information you need to know about what's happening in the local real estate market and how to take advantage of that knowledge. How to approach home ownership or mortgage financing with design, vision, and focus, as well as accurate information. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, listen to Real Estate Radio with Dino and Nelson Sunday afternoons at 1 p.m. right here on Money Radio, KTLK, AM 1150.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us at the Dino and Nelson Show here on K-Talk, AM 1150. I want to personally say hello as Dino, but my partner Nelson here feels like he gets gypped every time, so he wants to say hello to you as well.
Hello, listeners. Good to be with you. This is Nelson.
Thank you for joining us. We can be reached every weekend here on K-Talk AM 1150, or you can join us on the web at thedinoandnelsonshow.com.
Dino, I'm excited about our guest. Leanne, thanks so much for being with us. I'm amazed. Remax, the largest real estate firm in the world, and I didn't realize this, but $82 billion in residential sales to the international community last year. I mean, they're just out of the park. Huge organization. And of course, Canaday Group, among the top 20 teams in the U.S. for Remax Fine Homes. The credentials that you have, I mean, I could read these off for our entire segment, but Leanne, a seasoned veteran, an absolute superstar in your marketplace. Welcome to the show.
Thanks so much.
I'm going to call her the movie star of the real estate industry.
Well, and it's interesting because a movie component, she's been on TV since 1991. Is that correct?
I believe so. 92, yeah.
So 92. So I got to ask the question, what prompted you to take real estate to television? I mean, that's obviously a pioneer decision, a visionary. What happened?
Happenstance, actually.
Yeah.
There was a Home and Gardens Channel TV show, and that TV show, Home and Gardens it was Orange County based, and right. Home and Gardens Channel decided because they were a national TV show, that they didn't want to have local programming any longer. So the producer of that show came to me and said, you know, Leanne, since you've always had half of my show and you're the only one that really pays me, I'd like to do a show just with you. And that was in about 1992. And at that point, I was on Cox Cable. And then I went to Cox and Time Warner. But because DirecTV and satellite and all of those other venues are taking a bigger portion from the cable channels, I went to KDOC LA back 2 years ago now, and I'm up to almost 20 million viewers.
That's the staggering number. KDOC reaches almost 20 million people. I mean, what a fabulous medium for promoting your business and promoting California.
I get a lot of activity out of that show.
Yeah, fantastic.
And you just showcase basically these mega mansions and just the most gorgeous homes I've ever seen, right?
I do a lot of that. I do a lot of showcasing fabulous properties, but I also do other things like what you do. I do little hints, little tips, negotiating, staging, FICO scores,
sure.
Things like that.
Anything that has to do with real estate.
And in this marketplace, I mean, one of the challenges is the multiple offers. Have you spoken to your community, your viewers about that?
Well, in actuality, on the high end of the market, mm-hmm. we're not getting so many multiple offers. But in my short sale division, we do get a lot of multiple offers.
Yeah, and this is a whole different segment of your company. Tell us a little bit about the short sale division.
Well, we actually, I started it in about 06 or 07, I believe it was, when they came out with the CDPE designation, and I was one of the first 200 to get it. I was kind of a guinea pig.
CDPE stands for?
Certified Distressed Property Expert.
Okay. Did you know that, Dino? You're laughing at me. You didn't know that?
Yeah, you got to use that in Stump, Dino. I got it.
Okay.
Of course I knew that.
I'm coming at you with the acronyms next.
So anyway, when I found out what the difference between a short sale and a foreclosure did for your credit and for your security rating and for basically your entire life, I decided I needed to get into this business. So I opened up a short sale division, and I actually give monthly short sale seminars.
And it's amazing because there is so much misinformation about short sales and just the distressed property, the foreclosure process. I mean, we hear through the buyers and borrowers some of the most crazy opinions on how this works. I mean, I think it's terrific that you can actually sort through that.
Well, I actually do the seminar with a CPA and an attorney. So even if I know the answer, at least they're licensed to give the answer, which takes a lot of weight off me.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So do you mostly have buyers or sellers that come to that?
I used to only do it for buyers, but I find that buyers would prefer to be mixed in and not notarized.
Sure.
So we have a lot of I said sellers, didn't I? Excuse me. Sellers don't like to be recognized as being in that position.
Having a short
So we get a lot of buyers. The first time I came out in the Orange County Business Journal with a short sale seminar ad, I had to bring in 3 new tables and like 30 different chairs.
Have you seen the numbers fall off, or are they growing in terms of audience and looking at people that are trying to understand that?
It's very odd. I mean, it depends on where I get it out there. When I put it on my TV show and get it in the Orange County Business Journal and the Times and the Register, I get a ton of activity.
In case you just jumped into your car, you're listening to the Dino and Nelson Show here on K-Talk AM 1150. We can be reached at 888-814-3335. That's 888-814-3335. And if you'd like some more information on Leanne's short sale seminars, look us up on the web at thedinoandnelsonshow.com, and we'll put some information there for you.
So this segment is brought to you by USA National Title, seasoned veterans, superior value, fast turnaround. Leanne, I wanted to ask you about just your vision for Remax Homes.
Oh, thank you for asking, Nelson.
So tell me, I mean, obviously you're in a marketplace that is growing rapidly now. I mean, it just seems crazy, Dino, that just, maybe a year ago or less than that, real estate was almost bad. And the kind of communication out there that there was a heavy level of distress properties, that the market was perhaps still being pushed down in values. Amidst all of this, Leanne, you're expanding your platform.
I certainly am. Yes, I started with a store in Laguna Beach. Then a few years ago, I opened one in Newport Beach at Newport Center. And now we're in the process of opening one up on the water in Huntington Harbor at Peters Landing.
Right there at Peters Landing. And you're right on the water, correct?
We are right on the water.
So your choices are to go to work at Laguna Beach or at Fashion Island or on the water in Huntington Beach.
Exactly.
That's not so bad.
Not so bad at all. I'm basically blanket Coast Highway.
Yeah, fantastic. And how many years have you been in the business?
Oh, over 30 years. I started when I was 10. Why are you laughing? I don't get it.
I don't get it.
So a seasoned veteran, 30 plus years.
Yeah.
And don't let her good looks fool you, because she is a little bulldog when it comes to negotiating. This woman looks all nice and classy and everything, but when you're interested in buying or selling a house, she will take good care of you.
Absolutely.
I didn't know you could see me on radio.
Well, you can when you get to our website and Facebook, you can.
Oh.
So 30 years of experience, obviously all sorts of different markets. You've seen recessions before, as I have. Dino doesn't even know. This is his first recession that he's going through, so he's a little bit young at this. But going through these marketplaces, you just have to adapt. And amongst this, where other people are reeling from real estate, you've chose to expand and broaden the Remax Fine Homes moniker. What led to that?
Opportunity. I saw an opportunity, and I wanted to grow it. And I actually had agents come to me to open the Huntington Harbor store. So they found the venue, they found the location, and they said, "Leanne, we want you to open that store." So yeah, I did.
And in that marketplace, you're specializing in the luxury home category primarily, correct?
Absolutely. We like to be on the water or on the sand.
And Go ahead.
What areas does that hit? Because we say Huntington Harbor, but it also surrounds Seal Beach, I believe, and Long Beach. But how far out do you go from that office?
The Huntington Harbor store will focus mainly on the harbor, on Sunset Beach, on Surfside. We'll be right along that coast highway. And we go down as far as, the main beach in Huntington.
And that whole area is a pretty boutique-like area, isn't it? I mean, it's a very small, but it's something that your agents have to really know intricately. They have to know that area, right?
Well, my agents are experts in that waterfront area, yes.
That's all they work,
this is the thing,
basically.
like we were talking on the drive up, those Laguna Beach, Newport Beach, Huntington Beach markets, okay, they're all coastal properties, they're all luxury homes, but distinctly different properties.
Well, except for they're a good switch. Huntington Harbor is a real good switch for Newport Harbor. You can get a lot better, bigger house for a
Bigger
lower
bang
price.
for the buck?
Yes, in Huntington Harbor. And there's also a good switch between Laguna Beach and Newport Beach, and also between Laguna Beach and, let's say, Dana Point.
So what do you mean by good switch? What are you referencing?
I mean a buyer who is looking at, let's say, Laguna Beach could go to Dana Point. A buyer that's looking at, say, Huntington Harbor may go to Newport Harbor, or vice versa.
And are the markets the same? Are they going through the same cycle, the same influences, or are they different in terms of sale points or resistance to things that are taking place in the market?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question, Nelson, because I have some data that is very interesting in terms of markets, and it seems like markets are more price-oriented than location-oriented, although locations are very, very important. Everyone knows that inventory is way down in Orange County. I think it's down pretty much everywhere. But
is inventory down in the luxury?
Oh, yes. Inventory is down.
Across the board.
Across the board.
Mm-hmm.
But the time on the market for the higher end is a lot longer. In fact, when you get up to the $4 million price tag, they're $4 million and above. Time on the market is 34 months, an average. Almost 3 years. Yes.
You know what, though, when I hear that stat, I got to say it's like, the ones that have been on that long, the market was just a complete disaster 3 years ago. I'd like to see all the new ones that have been up in the last 12 months what their average time has been.
Would that make a difference if it was just a 12-month read?
Well, yes, because of more than one reason. 3 years ago, people still had in their brain 06, 07, right?
Right.
So those sellers, it was hard for them to adapt to the new economic climate. So people putting their house on the market today are aware of the economic climate and will be priced more reasonably.
In case you just jumped in your car, you're listening to the Dino and Nelson Show here on K-Talk AM 1150. We can be reached at 888-814-3335. That's 888-814-3335. Don't change the station. We'll be right back.
In a chaotic real estate market, you want peace of mind when it comes to the home you're purchasing. Roadrunner Exterminating, a family-owned and operated company providing structural repairs, local treatments, and fumigation. Roadrunner Exterminating is a licensed, bonded, and insured expert in termite, pest control, and general contracting. For fast and efficient service, plus the peace of mind of knowing the condition of your new home, call Roadrunner Exterminating at 866-398-BUGS. That's 866-398-BUGS. Or on the web at roadrunnerexterminating.com. As always, mention the Dino and Nelson Show and get a free home inspection. 866-398-BUGS or roadrunnerexterminating.com. General Contractor License 922404. Nominal fee for escrow inspections.
This is Nelson from the Dino and Nelson Show, and I want to tell you about one of our show partners, Efficient Services Escrow. As the name implies, Efficient Services Escrow provides lenders, realtors, home buyers, and sellers with fast, efficient, but most importantly, worry-free specialty escrow services. Dino and I know firsthand that real estate transactions can be complex and layered with areas of exposure for details to be handled incorrectly. The number one reason we work with Efficient Services Escrow is their seasoned veterans are reliable, proactive, and best of all, provide us worry-free escrow services. With any real estate sale, purchase, or refinance, call our trusted friends at Efficient Services Escrow, 949-208-9600. That's 949-208-9600, and let them know that Dino and Nelson sent you. Efficient Services Escrow at 949-208-9600 or online at efficientescrow.com.
What do you do when your bank simply says no to your real estate purchase? Polaris Equity Group provides an answer. Yes. Our flexible purchase and bridge loan programs are the direct result of our involvement in more than 3,000 transactions of varying size and complexity. Since 1991, Polaris has completed over $500 million in real estate investment transactions using both debt and equity solutions. When the bank says no, call Polaris Equity Group to hear yes. 949-727-4333. That's 949-727-4333. Logical decisions to execute a timely close. 949-727-4333. Or find us online at polarisequitygroup.com.
We've reviewed your application for credit at this time, and we're unable to approve you. The dreaded credit denial. You had strong credit, but life got in the way and companies are turning you down. The Dino and Nelson Show has a solution with Saving My Credit. Saving My Credit offers highly skilled specialists and a research methodology that is consistently applied to improve your financial situation. Nagging collection accounts, late pays, tax liens, bankruptcies, charge-offs are some of the many examples of negative reporting that leads to credit denial. Saving My Credit applies rigorous energy, experience, and resourcefulness to raising your credit score. How about this instead? Your credit is approved. It sounds so much better. Contact Saving My Credit at 714-699-4680 or savingmycredit.com. That's 714-699-4680. 714-699-4680 or online at savingmycredit.com. This is Nelson from the Dino and Nelson Show, and I want to talk to you about our expertise outside the studio. Combined, Dino and I bring 45 years of mortgage experience to First Centennial Mortgage. We've successfully advised our clients through the most challenging economic and mortgage times. The recession of the late 80s, the housing crisis of the early 90s, the equity lending exuberance of the early 2000s, and now the mortgage meltdown and loss of home values since 2008. Bottom line, professional and experienced loan advisors to help you protect your home and real estate investments. This week has brought new attention to high balance loans, jumbo fixed rates up to $2 million with 30-year rates below 4.25%, 15-year rates below 3.75%, and if you can believe it, 5-year fixed rates in the high 2s. Let's face it, fixed interest rates in the high 2s for loan amounts up to $2 million. Call Dino and Nelson, expert loan advisors, direct at 888-814-3335. Ask about their jumbo fixed rates in the high 2s up to $2 million. That's Dino and Nelson at 888-814-3335. 888-814-3335 or the DinoandNelsonShow.com.
All rates referred can change without notice. First Centennial Mortgage licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 132763.
The Dino and Nelson Show is brought to you by Best Chauffeured. Best Chauffeured offers personal chauffeur services for corporate events, large and small, and all types of people, not just celebrities. So next time you just want to relax and enjoy the ride, please call on Best Chauffeured Worldwide. It's effortless transportation and first-class service every time. Call 866-323-BEST. That's 866-323-BEST or online at bestchauffeured.com. Mention KTLK's Dino and Nelson Show and receive a special discount. 866-323-BEST or online at bestchauffeured.com.
Welcome back to the Dino and Nelson Show here on K-Talk, AM 1150. We can be reached at 888-814-3335. Or if you'd like some information on refinancing, text the word REFI, R-E-F-I, to 313131.
Fa, we've been talking in this last segment about your expanding the company and recruiting, and you've now positioned that the company is on sound footing, has the kind of culture that you want to present. What's the recruiting environment like?
Well, it's actually interesting. I thought it'd be a lot more difficult to bring agents over, but many of them would love to work with individuals that are like-minded and driven, and the notion that Leanne's in the office and seeing Leanne working hard day in and day out is actually making our phones ring pretty nicely at this point.
For both of you, you have that coaching mindset, the mentoring of bringing people up in the industry, and as well having people that maybe just need a fresh start and a new opportunity. Leanne, what's it like? I mean, you have that coach's hat on all the time, right?
Well, I'm actually coaching my daughter right now. So yeah, and I'm always working on it. I have a lot of buyer's agents. I have a lot of staff that I'm always training.
I wish Krista lead this. She actually helped me out on a transaction, and she is starting in the industry. I think she has, 3 years under her belt on a full-time basis. On a full-time.
She passed her exam about 3 or 4 years ago, but until she graduated from college, I wouldn't let her sell.
Well, and what she did is, which I found so rare in this business environment, she did everything and exactly what she said she was going to do. She followed up when she said she was going to follow up. I mean, I think that's kind of this Remax culture, Fa, that you want to build with individuals that actually do what they say they're going to do.
You know, I'm sure it is Remax's culture, but I'm sure it's also the fear of God when your mom's going to kick your butt if she doesn't take care of her clients.
It could be. So, Fa, about the culture, I mean, right. Remax is a unique organization. Why is that?
We provide a lot of resources for agents to thrive. The goal for us is what a lot of people don't know about Leanne is she's very giving of her time, right. In philanthropical ways, and so we've clarified with each other we really want to have an office where resources are readily available to all our agents, and we're ready to help them at any point to get them to a point that they need to be.
And that's a unique proposition because most of the real estate community is built off of these rogue agents. They're part of an organization, but they don't have that infrastructure and support.
Right. And it's about building a family, having that culture where everyone's willing to help each other at any given time. Because at the end of the day, we just want to see everyone succeed. That's the main goal for us, I think.
And Remax has a huge network. We're in 90 different countries throughout the world. And with all of the foreign buyers out there right now, you want to be in that international marketplace. Absolutely. And networking with the other agents throughout the world. Wouldn't you say, Fab?
Very important. Very important to connect yourself internationally at this time in the marketplace.
It's a treat to have someone with your experience joining us. We thank you so much for joining us here on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, no problem. Again, this is Leanne Canaday and Fa from Remax Fine Homes, Laguna Beach, Newport Beach, and Huntington Harbor, experts in that coastal community. Thank you, guys. There you have it, folks. Thank you for joining the Dino and Nelson Show this beautiful weekend afternoon. We can be reached at 888-814-3335. That's 888-814-3335 or at thedinoandnelsonshow.com. Thank you. We'll see you next week.